All right, so we are heading out to Denver, Colorado. I am from Southern California. It's about 13 hours drive and it's about 1,000 miles. So we'll just see what happens. I'm gonna be in the car most of the time, but we'll see where this goes. It's now 6:45 and we'll see what time we'll get there. Of course, with all the stops, we don't know what time yet. There's no corn dogs. We are at Love's right now. We have been driving for about 3 hours. We are in Clark County, Nevada. We just passed by Las Vegas. This is the rental car we have been using. This is the Mitsubishi Outback 2024. I believe the mileage is about 24 and 31 on the highway. It's about 10 o'clock in Vegas. We passed by Vegas. It's very quiet, but we are here at Love's. Always a good experience here at Love's. So highly recommend. I've been to Love's many times in many states. It's good, huh? We have 700 more miles. Here again at Love's. It is the Cedar City, Utah. If you go around here, it's a really nice scenery. It's about 1:20 and we're on the way to Colorado. I think we are on target to be there at around 11 or 10 o'clock ish. I think we're gonna go eat at that Subway right now. But we passed through, coming from California, we've been through Arizona, Nevada, and we're in Utah now. We've basically been on the I-15 basically the whole entire time. And it's been a lot of great views. If you've never been to anywhere here in the mountain states of America, very nice scenery. We're just gonna keep on going until we make it to Colorado. Also, shout out again to Love's. Again, one of the best truck stops, one of the best stops that I've ever been to. They have really nice bathrooms and they're also really clean. See, these are all the Loves in the country. We're right here. Where are we? Cedar City, Utah. So I got the cheesesteak taco. I'm okay. I have my taco. Chipotle chicken taco. We are in Love Station number 3. I believe we are about halfway through. We have about 6.5 hours more left in the drive. And then we're gonna make it to Denver, Colorado. We're at Love's again, number 3. Yeah, we're in Salinas, Utah. A lot more driving to go. Colorado state line. Welcome to Colorado. Utah over there. A few more to Denver. 4 more hours to Denver. I am in my first ever Love's in Colorado. Let's check it out. Wow. I feel like this has turned into a Love sponsored video. So it looks like they are cleaning this Love, so this whole section has been cut off. Should have the state plushies here for $10. Kind of small, kind of pricey, but it's all good. Looks like all their food is actually, not all their food, but some of their fresh food is not here right now. So this is the 4th Love's that we've been to and they still don't have any corn dogs. What happened to the corn dogs? If somebody knows what happens to the corn dogs in Love's, please let me know. Cause I don't know. I feel they used to have corn dogs all the time, but now they don't. All the Colorado souvenirs so you know that you are in Colorado. Also, I don't know if I've been
Your shower is ready.
Also, I don't know.
Proceed to shower 6.
I don't know if I've been looking for these before, but I didn't know they have Love's flavored chips. By Love's in Grand Junction, Colorado. We made it to Denver. It's about 11:23. We're here staying at a Comfort Suites, and then another long drive tomorrow to South Dakota, I think. Yeah, Mount Rushmore. Good morning from Denver, Colorado. Couldn't leave without visiting the INC chapel here in Denver. We're not going to be, unfortunately, staying a lot in Denver. We're going to go ahead and go to South Dakota today, and that's the plan, which is why we're not going to be staying a lot in Denver, but had to visit this real quick before leaving Denver. This time in a different gas station here at Conoco, a little bit more of a sketchier area in Denver, but it is fine. As you can see right there, it is $2.89 gas, which is very, very cheap. But you know, it's good to see how the people are living in Denver outside the city. We're here at Broncos Stadium right there, part of the city. This is actually pretty close to the gas station that we were at earlier. We just passing by, did not expect the stadium to be right here, but this is the city of Denver right there, Broncos City. You don't see the Denver Broncos sign, but it's on the other side of the building, but it's pretty cool. And on the other side of that is also the city as well. You could get a cool view if we are over there, but unfortunately we are not over there. So the parking was actually open. We're here at the parking of the Denver Stadium right here. Right there, the actual Denver Broncos Stadium, the Empire Field at the Mile High City, where the elevation is very high. It's Denver Bronco. As you can also see over there, it's kind of hard to see, but you got part of the city, part of main downtown Denver right there. But it's overall a really nice and clean area outside their stadium. We got the Pat Bowlen statue right up ahead. As you can see, all these things right here. They got the Vince Lombardi trophy, and then him, I guess, running and doing the Ironman World Championship. They also got some cool horses statues down over here, and then up there, if you can notice that, they got a small, it's small on the camera, it's a Bronco up on top, and we are in Broncos country. We ride, baby. And also we got some of their legends from Broncos, and also they have some on the other side over there too, but this is the ones that we are here on this side. The Broncos country where the Maha Walk is, and they got the Southwest Tunnel down there. I'm not sure what they exactly put down there, but they even have Broncos themed trash cans. Stadium of Broncos in Denver, Colorado. Here at Buc-ee's in Johnstown, Colorado. I did not know there was a Buc-ee's here. I only thought, well, I've only been to Buc-ee's in Texas, so it's very weird seeing it here in Colorado. We're about to go inside this Buc-ee's right here. I got a slice. I don't even know if this is the right one, but I got a slice sandwich from over there. Yeah, we're gonna go try it outside. Barbecue turkey sandwich. Welcome to Wyoming, son. Welcome to Wyoming. Crazy stat, this is actually my second time in Wyoming. I had a Wyoming weekend in about a few years ago, and great state. Out of all the states, I didn't think Wyoming would be the one I would be to multiple times. Here again at a Love's, looking at all the Wyoming type of souvenirs. Shout out Wyoming. All the magnets right there, and also the Wyoming Love's teddy bears. Again at a Love stop in Wyoming. I believe I'm only gonna be here for a quick stop. The goal today is to get to South Dakota, but as I look around, I do reminisce about the times I've been to here in Wyoming. This reminds me of what it looked like. A lot more emptier actually. It's a lot of these kind of flat lands, but when you get to the mountainous parts of Wyoming, it's a lot of beautiful sights to see. From what I remember last time, I believe I was here around like Riverton and around Thermopolis, Wyoming. Right now I'm here towards like the border of Colorado and Wyoming and around the Cheyenne area. I believe the city is just around here. I don't know if I'm gonna go through the city, but those are the places I've been to in Wyoming. Welcome to South Dakota. First gas station stop here in South Dakota is Common Sense. Over here, Common Sense. Now when you think about, or when I personally think about the Dakotas, North Dakota and South Dakota, it seems like some place that doesn't really have a lot going on. But honestly, ever since getting into South Dakota, for coming from Wyoming, there has been a lot more going on. Not just, you know, the people, there's a little community going on over here. I saw some communities over there too in Wyoming, but it's a little bit more, I would say, developed. And also the scenery, there's a lot more trees going on over here, a lot more mountainous stays. There's just overall a lot, not a lot, but you know, there's a lot more going on compared to coming from Wyoming, which is still, you know, a pretty nice state. It's just different. It's that being said though, it's also a lot more remote because it is the Dakotas. There's a community and then there's a remote stuff and then community again. A lot of states right here. South Dakota, Rushmore state, South Dakota 605. Not sure what that means. Shout out to Common Sense. Also, I didn't get this earlier, but earlier there was a group of deer that just crossed the road. It was pretty cool to see because they waited for the road to be cleared and then they crossed, which means they're pretty smart, but I didn't get it earlier. We are here at Crazy Horse Monument. It's currently being built right now. I don't know if you can see it. It's very far away. All the way right there, you can kind of see the side of his face. I believe this thing is not going to be built until the next 50 years. To get in here though, it is $30 to get in here, and it closes in an hour. So I think, I'm actually not too sure what's going to happen right now. I'm going to try to put a closer image of the side of the face from what I can get on my phone on here right now. They have landscaped out a pretty big monumental space. Hall of Heroes right here. Since the beginning, the Crazy Horse Memorial has been funded entirely by admissions and donations from people just like you. This is the death song sculpture of this Miwatani Society member, and it was presented here in the Crazy Horse Monument back in 2004. And right there they have the member and the horse. There is an optional bus tour, but I don't think we're gonna be getting on it. But I don't know if you can kind of see the face a little better from here. Then we have the Crazy Horse Welcoming Center. Crazy Horse Welcoming Center right here inside the monument. What are these? Some shoes, leather, beads, shoes, paintings. Buffalo from Miracle, a female buffalo. That's her right there. And all the stuff that belongs to her, I guess. A leader's headdress. Please do not touch the buffalo. Some more history of things that's going on. This looks like very Native American-esque in history. What is over here? The art of the horse. Beaded horse regalia, something that they put on the horse. This part here is really cool. So if you've never been to Arizona, you would know, or if you have been there, you know that they have very strong ties with the Native American history. So right here, they have showed it on the Phoenix Suns at some point that they had the Native American stuff. This is pretty cool right here. So this looks like a Navajo drug that is estimated to take about 4 years to make. A wider view of it, just for reference. So I am out here in the view tech from the gift shop that was right over there, and this is the actual view of, or at least a better view of what it's supposed to look like. As you can see, they're still building it over in that area of the Crazy Horse. I'm gonna see if I can come any closer. I think that's pretty much as close as I'm gonna get. I do not have my quarters, but which is all right. I'm not sure it's open. Actually, it's not open. It closed at 4 p.m. But they also have a restaurant over here. So this thing has been in quite operation for some time now. Right there, back in 1993, 1994, 1995, 1988, 1988, and then 2002. Some other sculptures that are also here. I think this is the latest picture of it, 2002. Actually, no, it still looks like right here they started building out his body. What year was this? Not exactly sure. Rock from Crazy Horse Mountain. It looks like you can pick one up and you can leave a donation if you like. Should we get one? I might go for a small one, no? Maybe this one? This one. I think this is what it's supposed to end up looking like. My lands are where my dead lie. Crazy Horse, 1877. This was a made to scale model made by Kozark Ziolokowski. Oh yeah, so the hand is there. The hand is there, and then the face. So shout out to the Crazy Horse Monument. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be alive to see it one day again when it's fully built. Again, the 1/34th size model of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. The first blast was in 1948. So this looks like a better timeline of events. 1948 completely looks like nothing. 1960, 1968, all the way through 1999. Looks like they have a lot of the face already kind of done, and then all the way to 2022. This is pretty cool. They have this whole sports section over here, and then they got Shaquille O'Neal size 24 shoe. Hey yo, we're back outside again, and right now we are here at the Fighting Stallions sculpture that looks like it was made back in 1935 of stallions fighting. We also got this little eagle right here, and that's the building we just came from. Now, here's the thing. They were nice enough, because we did get here at like 5 and it closes at 6 o'clock. They were nice enough to give us a free admission back to this place tomorrow, and they gave it to a bunch of people that arrived here late. So we might come back here tomorrow, not really sure yet, but good morning from Rapid City, South Dakota. We're at a Circle K right now. This looks like a very new developed part of the city. I honestly did not expect it to look like this, being in South Dakota, being like kind of in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the country. But it looks really nice. Grass is nice, everything's nice. The weather is also nice right now, which is pretty good. Look at that. I'm here at Big D's Travel Center, here outside, also right close to where we were earlier, here in South Dakota. We got a Taco John's over here. Also, there were some Mediterraneans and Japanese restaurants, but the concern that I've seen coming from this travel center, and also the last stop I was at, there was no water dispensers anywhere. Even where the hotel I was at, there was no water. So what's going on with that? It's pretty interesting how it's so hard to find somewhere to refill my water here. But you know, it's all good. Weather's good, so we just keep on trucking on. Also, I like how the hills look with the buildings here. It's very building hills, not hills, but building and open space here in South Dakota. Going up here to the Mount Rushmore National Park around the forest. Going up this way to the road. Got the rental car right here, coming from this little area over there. I believe there's a President's Rocks Museum. Mount Rushmore Memorial. Oh, this view is crazy. This is the walkway leading up to Mount Rushmore. right over there. Gaston Borglum, sculpted by his son. Shout out to all the Mount Rushmore workers from 1927 to 1941. And here we are at Mount Rushmore. They have all the states here. California, Arkansas. California, 31st admitted state, like 1850. We got Delaware, Connecticut, Colorado, Idaho, Hawaii, Territory, Guam. This is the closest view I can get on the camera. We got George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Look at that, man. It looks like they also have a night show down over here. But unfortunately today there will be no night show right under the Mount Rushmore. This is the scenery here at Mount Rushmore National Park. Now, cool thing about this park, it was $10 to get in and it lasts for all year round. Also, streets are saying that since it is rocks and because of erosion and all that stuff that naturally happens, it might not look like that forever. So it's pretty cool to see how it looks like right now, and maybe 50 years ago it might have looked different, and 50 years from now it might even look even differenter. Can't get over how all the flags are over here, right over there for Mount Rushmore. Now, I originally thought the Mount Rushmore was for the founding fathers, but apparently they represent birth, development, preservation, and growth. I didn't see this part over here, but they also have a Carver's Cafe, Memorial Team ice cream, a gift shop, and then right there is a Mount Rushmore inside the souvenir shop. Pretty crowded right now. Just noticed this. This is $110. Oh my. Looks like I have the complete magnet set of the whole United States and also all the states right over here. Shout out to California. They also got these cool paintings here. You can also get them shipped to your house if you want it to be shipped. They got the camper van over there, and I didn't even notice this earlier, but the view even outside coming from the park, from the parking garage, it's also so nice. Whew. Just had lunch here at the Keystone Mall. As you can see, this is the view outside the mall. The sign was earlier, I believe, to go to Mount Rushmore. And here's their little mall right there. All that. Shout out to these stores right here and the DQ, some of the more welcoming people here. We're out here in the Mount Rushmore. Services from these places right here. Welcome to Keystone. Self-paid parking over there. Little Borgham Historical Center. And then they got a big chair, which you can also self-pay 2 photos for $1 right here. We're out here in the little Keystone Street area place. One thing I've noticed, a lot of stores here are closed for the season and doesn't open until May, because this area does get very snowy, so that's what I'm assuming it is. This is pretty cool. We have the Sasquatch stuff. I wonder, I don't know too much about Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but it is the origins in Keystone, South Dakota. Bear family right here. Welcome to Keystone. There's over there a little bit of an old school style of the Keystone area. So this is cool. So apparently Keystone had a history of a flash flood around this area. If you want to pause and read it right there, but we also have this little lake right here that kind of shows where all the water went. It looks like they have a ton of these kind of old school wooden style floorings and buildings. This was apparently the famous Keystone Main Street, famous 1880 boardwalk. Not sure what this is supposed to be, but it looks like it says alpaca store, and then they got that in the back, but at least they got helicopters. Also not sure if this is functioning, but they got a blacksmith shop and a carved stones, some carved signs. Manila, London, New York, Mount Rushmore, Moscow. How far is Manila? Manila is 7,530 miles away. Tokyo. I got my boy Abe here. Oh, it says you have to pay 2 pictures for $1 with Abraham Lincoln. Welcome. And it looks like they got a lot of the carving wood over here. They have a lot of memorials towards the flash flood that happened, but before that, a little slave freedom of the slaves little statue right here. But if you can still hear me, we do have a lot of memorials right here, flooded memories of the flood of June of 1972. dedicated of those who lost their lives and helped in rebuilding Keystone. Right down here. Oh, as you can see, the guy is carving his little wood over there. And right here we have Roy Street and Winter Street. And again, the sign dedicated to the flash flood that basically devastated Keystone, South Dakota. A little closer look of the woodwork that's going on. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it's very patriotic. It says jump on, jump on. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on. Oh. This is the full bird, by the way. I don't think I got in the last shot. Another one here. Welcome, Keystone, Rushmore. This bird is $12,000. Free shipping. What, they even got minions over here right next to the world's largest Bigfoot. Again, not sure if this is real or not, but this is the world's largest Bigfoot right over here. Dolls, chainsaw art, a lot more massive carvatures over here. And I'm not sure if I should believe it or not, but this is apparently Ripley's Believe It or Not. The sister to this Eagle bike is featured at the Ripley's Believe It or Not in Baltimore. I'm not sure if we can ride it or not, but it is $15,000, and it looks like it's open to be on. So I'm on the bike now. A little bit more of the collection here. This is $12,000 with free shipping until January of 2026. This is only $6,000. I say only as if that's not a lot of money, but it's of course a lot less than $12,000. Oh, this is $90. Cool fish over here. It's absolutely insane. Some people live off $35,000, but look at this eagle. I am back inside the Crazy Horse Museum, and there's an I didn't notice this yesterday, but there's an overwhelmingly amount of 6'7" that have made it inside the Crazy Horse Monumental Museum. This is crazy how many times 6'7" is here.
To carve a mountain to a race of people that once lived here for maybe 150,000 years. What an honor.
So I just got finished watching the short film of the Crazy Horse Memorial, and it was a whole project dedicated to the Native Americans in America. They had this whole battle here in the cluster of South Dakota, and it was started by Chief Standing Bear, and then also the family that started it was the Zaxcell family. Sorry for my mispronunciation, but they have gone generations down. I believe they're on the third, fourth generation of that family of doing work here at Crazy Horse. If you ever get a chance to go here, I do for sure recommend going and watching in the theater, in the museum, because it's a very cool story of how it started. I can't say the whole exact thing because a lot of things happened that started this whole project. That it was a project made here for the Native Americans. Of course, also with the Mount Rushmore, it was dedicated to U.S. history. This was more dedicated to Native American history on one space. I believe this is only about 30 minutes away from Mount Rushmore. It's really nice to see the history here in South Dakota. They have a whole university here now for Native Americans, and they will have their museum here, all dedicated to funding this whole project and this restaurant.
And he went over the side of the mountain.
This is a closer view of the Crazy Horse Monument, 500 by 600 feet when it's done being built. Super hard to see, but they have crazy detail on the face, eyes, mouth, nose, and I think they're gonna start doing the horse's mane pretty soon. So just got off the tour bus right there. I think I forgot to mention this earlier, but the university is free for all students. Well, not all students, for the Native American students that come from all over the country, which is pretty cool. I believe that was one of the missions of the original family that started off this Crazy Horse Monument. The project has been going on for about 80 years now, and I think they're estimating to finishing it in about the next 50 to 60-ish years. Don't quote me on that. morning from Sundance, Wyoming. We are here at Conoco at a gas station once again. We are now finished with South Dakota. Shout out to South Dakota for the cool trip, but we are officially done. We are gonna go back to California now, but first you have to go through Wyoming, go to Salt Lake City, Utah, and then we're gonna be back in California. For the moment, we are here in Wyoming. Not gonna lie, this place is kind of remote-ish. I feel like if you look at this gas station at night, it kind of reminds me, if you look up like being a gas station at night horror type game, because I can just imagine this at night, just this by itself and nothing around here. But yeah, we are on our way to Salt Lake City right now. I believe from Rapid City, South Dakota, it's an about 8-hour drive-ish to Salt Lake City, and then after that, Salt Lake City back to Southern California. So we are in Casper, Wyoming, and as you guys can see, it is a lot more mountainous than where we have been previously been. So to go from Colorado back to Southern California, we have to basically go through the entire Wyoming state. And right now we are closer to where I have been before, which was Shoshone, Wyoming. And from what I remember when I was there, it's a lot more mountainous. There's a lot more things kind of going on in nature, because when you go through the side where we were from, kind of the eastern side of Wyoming, is a lot more flat lands and yellowish lands. And as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but ever since we've gone to Wyoming, we have seen a lot more snowing going on. Now we've gone through about 4 or 5 states, and this is the most snow. This is the only snow we've pretty much seen the whole time. It was cold in South Dakota, but now it's like really cold in Wyoming, and it's been snowing all around. So it's pretty cool to see the different type of climates from where we've been, because honestly from Southern California, there's been days where it's been really hot lately, and it's totally different being here in the middle of the country, middle of America. Sutter, Wyoming, about 250 miles away, or about 3.5 hours away from Salt Lake City. One notable thing I've noticed about here at the gas stations in Wyoming, that lighting's bad, is that there is again water dispensers that they are showing or giving away for free. You can get your water in Wyoming. A thing that was a really hard thing to find in South Dakota was, it was really hard to find water anywhere. In the hotel it was hard to find water. In the gas stations it was hard to find water. But here in Wyoming, we again have water here at the Loves and in the subway. Shout out to Wyoming. We are now in Utah, Mill Creek, right next to Salt Lake City, right here at the headquarters of WGU, or Western Governors University, right here where they have a bunch of administrative buildings. Now personally, I did not know I was gonna be here. This was not even planned to come here on this trip, but this is my alma mater. This is where I graduated. A funny thing here, while I might as well mention it while I'm here, is I started my school in Southern California. I did my final project on a 16-hour flight, and then I did my final exam in Japan, because this school is all online. So I finished my whole university, not my whole, I basically finished the last part of my university after my associate's degree all online. And because of this school right here, Western Governors University, I just actually graduated pretty recently, but it's pretty cool to see the University of Western Governors right over here. Again, we're here in the city of South Lake. Also, I forgot to add that I graduated in Chicago, just to tie in that whole story from earlier. One thing to know about this place is, although it's right next to Wyoming, which is right next to South Dakota, this place has a widely different type of weather, it is a lot more warmer here, and the gas prices are about $3.70, which is not as much as California, but definitely not as low as Colorado and South Dakota, which is pretty cool. And also mountains over there, really nice mountains here in South Salt Lake. I got this rice cake right here. I'm here at a Chinatown supermarket here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now apparently the Asian population here in Salt Lake City is about 5%, 5 to 6% Asian population here in Salt Lake. And they have a ton of different food options here. They have Vietnamese, Chinese food, they have Japanese food, and a bunch of different Thai food, a bunch of different foods, which is pretty cool to see in Salt Lake City. Also right over there you have the nice little mountains. A good location, definitely. They definitely have a variety of options here which are owned by Asian owners. Hey, here at the Chinatown Eatery, pretty good food, recommend. South Salt Lake. Good night from South Salt Lake. I believe this is the last night of the trip. Tomorrow we will be going back to California. Good morning from Salt Lake City. Of course, couldn't leave Salt Lake without visiting the INC Chapel here in Salt Lake. We are here at the Delta Center, right over there, where the Utah Jazz and a bunch of Salt Lake City or Utah teams play here at the arena. Now, very interesting about this place, considering Karl Malone's history and reputation, this is on Karl Malone Street or road. Now, I don't know exactly how the people of Utah feel about him, but I know he has a very controversial past. Now, regardless of the history, he is still one of the highest, best players inside the NBA. We got Karl Malone over here right in front of the Delta Center. And we also got my boy John Stockton threading the needle. They also have a ton of construction going on right now. But this is basically here in main Salt Lake City. I don't know if you can see the sign right there, but it says this is Karl Malone Drive over there. And then Japantown actually is down the street this way. From Salt Lake City as a city overall, I thought it would be more of a bigger city, but it's a really nice small city right next to the mountains. Now, I didn't notice this earlier, but they also have a John Stockton Drive right over here. Looks like right next to the stadium they have their Union Pacific station. A little crowded, not gonna lie, the roads are kind of tight, and it looks like the train is coming over here this way. Now we are here at the Capitol State Building of Utah. Now, I don't know if anything is going on right now here at the Capitol Building, not only because it is a Sunday, but also because there's a government shutdown going on here in the United States of America. Regardless, they do have a really nice area, building space right now, nice and green here in the state of Utah. Fremont, Utah, on the way to Nevada, Las Vegas. Let's Fillmore, Utah. We are now a little bit outside Las Vegas, Nevada, and something I would like to note is when we entered Nevada that the roads have become a lot more nicer than they were in Utah. I don't remember too much about the Arizona roads. I remember though the Arizona scenery is very nice, a lot of mountainous and a lot of colors, but I just remember in Utah there was a lot of mess ups, there was a lot of weird things about the road. Also, this is a very prominent fact, coming from California to Nevada, the roads are just different. The roads are usually nicer in Nevada. We are now in Henderson, Nevada, where we have found again the Jollibee. Now, coming from Utah, Colorado, South Dakota, there was not any Jollibees anywhere in the state. Now, Arizona has a couple. Now, going to Nevada, Las Vegas area, there are 4 Jollibees, and I think this will be one of the last updates to this entire thing. I think the next stop will probably just be back home in California, because we're already Las Vegas, so close already to California. If you're still here watching this, thank you for sticking with the travel ride. But the car is very dusty, as it has gone through so many states from all types of weather, rain, sunshine, snow. So as this video comes to an end, I just want to say thank you to all of those who watched this video. When we first got the car, it had about 32,000 miles on it. Now it has about 35,000 miles, which means we drove about 3,000 miles on this car. Now, if you don't know, the whole United States across from end to end is about 2,800 miles. So that means if we just went straight, we would have went across the whole country. So this was about a 5-day trip comprising of 6 different states, including California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado. From Wednesday leaving California to Sunday coming back to California. I want to say thank you. Be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe.